Didn't get off to a great start. You know, we thought we'd had a good kickoff return team. We're gonna have good starting field position, and then I tell you, their DNs abused us. You know, and sacked Heath to start the thing. So we gave up some passing yardage and some rushing yards in the first half. They're a good coaching staff. They actually tricked us a couple times. They got some bad matchups. They got worthy on some of our guys, and you know, Scarlett, I thought, was completing some passes. We struggled running the ball in the first half. And, you know, we struggled at times to protect Heath. Those two defensive ends had their way at times with both of our offensive tackles at times. So, you know, I think probably the biggest thing I was disappointed was, you know, we get the big 4th down stop on 4th and 1, which our defense rose up. We take the shot to Charles, and, you know, probably a ball that should have been caught. And then, you know, we punt, and they go right down in the score. And so instead of being down by 3, all of a sudden we're down by 2 scores. And that was not how we wanted to enter the locker room. Came in the locker room, we made some adjustments, and I just told the team in there, like, again, our guys were sitting up in their chairs. They had their chest up, they had their chins up, they were taking coaching. There was nobody that was hanging their heads. You know, we made some adjustments a little bit on defense, but more than anything, I told the guys that we're going to have to man them up. We're going to have to play some man coverage, play better man coverage than we did in the first half, and you know, get out there. And then we knew our possessions were probably going to be limited on offense, so we had to make sure we took advantage of our possessions on offense. So, you know, we came out and got the stop on the first series. Our offense went down there, and you know, I'll have to take a look on tape, but sure appeared that he was in at the one point there from my vantage point. I'll take a look on tape. And then we got stuffed on 4th and 1, which, you know, we got to punch that in. But our defense rose up, got another stop, and I just give a lot of credit to our offensive coaches. They kept you know, plugging away with the run game. They didn't get completely abandon the run. I tell you, Hershey and you know, Chris Robinson had a real big 1st down run. There were some critical runs we had to get us some yardage and kept killing clock. And our defense just kept going out and getting stops. And then, you know, you know, I think the one thing you're going to look back on is, you know, we tried to take a shot to end the game to Javon on the 2nd down, and we came up short in that. But you know, Eric and I talked about that. Let's try to end this thing on offense, not put our defense on the field. We didn't do it, but we ended up getting a good punt, good coverage, and our defense goes out there. They drove down a little bit, but we ended up getting a stop on 4th down. So we had a lot of kids on our team step up and make some big plays in the second half. You know, Dre and Brandon Allen were getting a lot of pressure and forcing Scarlett out of the pocket. Obviously, Reggie's pick was huge. And, you know, the other thing I would say is I thought Heath Parling did a great job. You know, we'll go back and look on tape. He was under some pressure. It wasn't like he was clean back there sitting around like he had been in the past. He was under some pressure. And I thought Heath made some good throws. I mean, he threw some speed outs to Brandon Green that were pretty sick. So our team is... you know, we're progressing. That was a tough ball club. I knew that going in. You know, and sometimes I think people don't believe me, but they lost to Wayne State on the road, but they, you know, overtime with Saginaw and Hillsdale. It's a good football team. I feel good about the win. I mean, you know, you can't always get these wins where you're piling up tons of yardage and stuff. Sometimes you got to grind some wins out. And I feel like our team definitely grinded a win out today in the second half, which is impressive.
Were you confident in your defense when they had to go out there that last series?
Yeah, I was, because Mike, of the situation. I knew that wasn't Michigan Tech's wheelhouse, you know, and I was mixed up playing some different coverages and then mixing in some man. I was just trying to keep Scarlett off balance. We rushed 3 a lot, and part of the reason we rushed 3 is because Andre and Brandon were getting pressure with just a 3-man rush. So, and we were spying him and doing some stuff and spying the tailback. I thought for sure at one point they were going to run some type of screen to the tailback, but they ended up not doing it. But I had confidence in our defense once we got Michigan Tech out of their game, which is run the ball, play action, trick plays, and you saw some of that in the first half.
Same time, you know, they got to go out there and make the plays, and they did.
Yeah, they did. You know, and I thought our secondary, after getting challenged at halftime, stepped up in the second half. And to be honest with you, that's the reason we probably shut them out in the second half, was our secondary elevated the play, and we made some changes and maneuvers, just get some different guys in different positions, and I think that helped us.
Andre, I'm sure. Oh, sorry, Lee.
How do you get somebody out of their game plan when you're behind at halftime?
Well, we didn't get them out of their. They're going to try to run the ball. We did a better job stopping the run, and then we played better man coverage. So in the first half, they were completing some comebacks and some completing some goes. They didn't complete those balls. There was more incomplete balls in the second half, which is the goal of man coverage. So I don't think we ever got Tech out of their game plan until we had the 4-point lead, and they were forced to get into 4 wides and get out of their 2-back, 2 tight ends and those type of things. That got them out of their comfort zone, and that's how until we got that lead, we couldn't get them out of their comfort zone.
Andre, I'm sure you had
confident too that last series that you guys were going to be able to come up with one more stop.
Exactly. I mean, we've been through all kinds of situations this whole season, so it wasn't nothing different. We just knew we had to pin our ears back and get after them. So that's what we did. We came out with the victory.
How'd you feel like, compare the first half and the second half for you guys defensively?
I mean, we came out with a lot more energy. We came out, I mean, we knew we could stop them because, I mean, like I said, we've been through all kinds of situations through all the season, so we just knew we had confidence to go out there and make the plays, and we had to step up and do it, and we did.
How good does it feel to be able to grind it out this time? You know, I think of obviously Indy stands.
I mean, it feels real good. It let us know that, I mean, we've been through a lot. We can come out and get the victory anytime through any situation.
He finally got the big interception when you needed a big play.
Yeah, I think we tricked the quarterback there. We showed one coverage and got into another coverage, and I think that happens sometimes with the freshman. He forced the ball. Reggie made a nice pick. I don't know my sideline view. I'm probably going to be upset with Reggie if he would have taken out on the sideline. I'm thinking he scores, but I'll check it out on tape.
He same kind of question for you, first half to second half. I mean, obviously they were getting, well, first series they got you twice, but then it seemed like you kind of were able to kind of figure out how the rushes were going to come in.
Yeah, we coming in the locker room, made some adjustments, you know. Like Coach Mitch said, our offensive coaches did a great job. And then really it came down to executing it. Our O-linemen and our running backs and on the perimeter, our wide receivers blocking did a great job. And once we were able to establish like more of a ground game in the second half, I think that opened some things up deeps where we could get Charles and Javon in some one-on-one coverages, and then you see what they can do when they get the ball, you know, up high, they go get it. So yeah, we did a great job coming in at halftime and making adjustments, and we went out and executed. So that's really nice to see.
How nice was it to see too? Like, I mean, Hersey earned, I mean, every one of those 97 yards too. That, I mean,
Yeah,
keep you guys. I mean, it really kind of gave you guys the time of possession win, sort of.
Oh yeah, we know anyone that's been around Grand Valley football the past couple of years knows how hard that kid runs. I mean, he's a man. There's no doubt about it. He's taken more shots in 3 years that I've been here than I've ever seen any running back take. I mean, he runs hard with his head down. Bites down on his mouthpiece, all that stuff. You know, I wouldn't want to tackle him if I was over there. So I like how he runs.
Coach, how nice is it to get a win? Maybe these past 4 games before this, a zillion points you guys have scored,
Right.
but this one you guys really grinded out. It was almost like a defensive win for you guys.
It was a great point. I mean, I think it was a gut check when you're down 10 to a team that was getting the ball to start the third quarter. You know, could possibly have gone to 3 scores, and at that point probably it's over because of the nature of the style they're playing. So I agree. There's lots of different ways to get wins, but I feel like this is one where our team, those guys have kind of been saying we got, and that was definitely something that was being said in the locker room at halftime. That we got 110 kids in that locker room, and they were very tight. And I think that speaks to the character we have. And I think it was kind of a gut check character type win by our kids, and we played well on both sides of the ball. Came with the plays we needed in the second half.
What basically did you have to tell them when you had the touchdown that wasn't a touchdown?
I didn't tell them really anything. I was
no psychological.
No. I just I told our defense, hey, we got them pinned here. I talked some coaching points about not jumping off sides, hard counts, that type of stuff, and I said we got to get ball back. This is a great opportunity to get our offense good field position. We'll go down and score again. So once it happened, it happened. We got I get the same. We've had some 4th and 1, some 3rd and 1s. We had a 3rd and 1 to Hillsdale. We had a 4th and 1 today. We've got to go back and look at some of those things on Sunday and look at them in the offseason, the ways we got to be able to convert, because those are plays we have to have that we have not made this year. So it wasn't so much about not getting in as about us not converting that 4th and 1. It's got to get squared up.
Sorry about getting here late, but what was the defensive set on the last play?
We were playing just a kind of a soft cover 2, and we were spying the quarterback and telling our ends, Dre and Rand Allen thought they could beat the tackles up and under, and so they got a little bit more pressure on the guy who flushed the guy, and he ran, and we got him before he hit the 4th down. So it was just more of a soft zone 2 coverage.
And Coach, you guys, tough defense. You played your game throughout, though. You never adjusted to it there, but you got to do what you wanted on offense, and on defense you did the same kind of things you've done all year that are to your strengths. How important is it to just be able to have your things where not to adjust to what?
Yeah, I think there's the biggest adjustments we made. We had some adjustments in some of the calls we made, in the second half, but it came down to we had some guys play better coverage the second half than we did the first. It would be interesting to look at were these first half statistics relative to a second half statistics, because I thought we did a better. Did he? Okay, we did a better job kind of taking him out of the game a little bit. And I changed up some personnel to get some more favorable matchups at times for man coverage, but we still do what we do. You know, we played man and we ran the ball and took some shots on play action and we screened it.
How about the offensive line? You get 2 sacks in the opening possession, 0 the rest of the game.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's a good point. It's, you know, again, we had a plan going in. We're going to try to take them one-on-one. We thought that wasn't working. Credit to our offensive coaches. We comboed them some with the tight end, and then we also had the backs chipping on them at sometimes too. That doesn't mean they didn't ever get pressure on Heath the second half. I thought a big play was he scrambled one time and got a first down. It was a kind of a man-type run. He pulled it down and ran a little bit there. So, yeah, our offensive line better. And I think the other point is the fourth quarter. It seemed like, you know, we were getting a lot of negative yards runs. We just kept sticking with the run game, kept grinding, and you got a big tailback like Hershey and like I said, Chris Robinson. We kept grinding out the run and ended up getting some more yards probably in the second half rushing than we had in the first.